Have you ever thought about who Moaning Myrtle really was? What if she wasn't just an annoying ghost haunting a school bathroom, but a tragic soul with a heartbreaking past? In today's video, you will uncover the hidden story of Myrtle Warren, one filled with pain, loneliness, and a fate worse than death. At first glance, Moaning Myrtle seems like comic relief. She whines, wails, and sulks in the bathroom, scaring students and throwing tantrums, but her story is anything but funny. Born into a Muggle family, Myrtle faced relentless bullying from the moment she set foot in Hogwarts. Her thick glasses and troubled skin made her an easy target. She had no friends, no support, only taunts and whispers behind her back. Then, one fateful day, her suffering took a deadly turn. In 1943, the legendary Chamber of Secrets was opened, unleashing the monster hidden within. While most feared the unknown terror stalking the school, Myrtle became its first victim. But was it really just the basilisk that ended her life? Or was there something far more sinister at play? Myrtle died alone, mocked and ridiculed even in her final moments. But her story didn't end there. Instead of moving on, she returned, trapped as a ghost forever bound to the very place of her suffering. She wanted revenge, and her first act of vengeance, haunting the girl who tormented her in life. The Ministry of Magic tried to intervene, but all they did was confine her to Hogwarts. And so, Myrtle spent decades locked in a cycle of misery, bound to a school that never cared for her. Yet, despite her sorrow, she became more than just a ghostly nuisance. She witnessed the return of the Chamber's horror. She helped Harry Potter uncover vital secrets. She even formed an odd connection with Draco Malfoy, sharing his pain in one of his darkest hours. Myrtle's story is one of tragedy, but also of unexpected importance. She was a girl the world forgot, a soul lost in the echoes of Hogwarts' past. But was she truly doomed to wander forever? Or did she find some small measure of peace in the end? Stay with me as we dive deep into the life, death, and haunting legacy of Moaning Myrtle. The dim glow of candlelight flickered across the stone walls of Hogwarts. Fear hung in the air. The Chamber of Secrets had been opened, and no one knew when the next attack would come. Among the students, whispers grew louder. Some feared they might be next. Others desperately sought the culprit. But hidden in the shadows, a young boy with dark hair and piercing eyes was watching. Tom Riddle already knew who the next victim would be. And this time, it wouldn't be just a warning. Myrtle Warren never considered herself important. She was just another overlooked student, blending into the background. She spent her days in the Hogwarts hallways, trying to avoid cruel words and laughter. Her thick glasses and awkward manner made her an easy target. That day had been no different. She had fled to the bathroom, hiding from the humiliation of yet another insult from Olive Hornby. Tears blurred her vision. The cold stone floor beneath her feet felt safer than the outside world. But she never expected that the last thing she would see was a pair of enormous yellow eyes. The monster had come, not by chance, but by command. Tom Riddle had discovered the truth. The Chamber of Secrets was real, and the legend of the monster sleeping within was no myth. He had opened the entrance, spoken in Parseltongue, and given his first order. The basilisk obeyed. It slithered through the pipes, unseen and unheard, a predator lurking in the darkness. And when Myrtle glanced up, the mere sight of its deadly gaze ended her life in an instant. Her body was found on the bathroom floor, cold, lifeless. Yet for Tom Riddle, her death was not an accident. It was a sacrifice. He had finally done what no other Hogwarts student had dared. He had committed murder. This was not just another attack on a Muggleborn. This was a calculated step. He had taken a life, and with it he had taken his first step toward immortality. Dumbledore would later say, "Greatness inspires envy, envy engenders spite, spite spawns lies." But Tom didn't just want greatness. He wanted power. He wanted to escape the fate of every other wizard before him. And now he had the knowledge to do it. Professor Slughorn had once spoken of a dark and forbidden magic, a magic that could make a wizard untouchable, a horcrux. You must understand that the soul is supposed to remain intact and whole. Splitting it is an act of violation. It is against nature. Slughorn had warned, but Tom had already made his choice. Myrtle's death was his opportunity. That night, alone in the Slytherin common room, he took his diary and sealed a part of himself inside it. It was no longer just a book. It was a vessel, a piece of his very essence, locked away, a horcrux, his first. And with it he had conquered death in a way no wizard had before. He was no longer just Tom Riddle. He was something more, something terrifying, something immortal. Years later, when Harry Potter first laid eyes on the diary, he had no idea what he was holding. It seemed innocent, blank, waiting to be filled with words. But inside it whispered, it remembered, it longed to be whole again. And when Ginny Weasley poured her secrets into its pages, the fragment of Tom Riddle stirred, growing stronger. The diary had been created with blood, with Myrtle's blood, and now it was ready to be used once more. Myrtle remained in Hogwarts, but not in the way she had once dreamed. Her ghost, trapped in the bathroom where she had died, wailed and moaned, forgotten by those who had tormented her, doomed to haunt the very place she had tried to escape. Tom Riddle had moved on, leaving her behind like an old memory. To him, she was nothing more than a name in a long list of casualties, but to the world she had been the first of many. When Harry faced Voldemort years later, he didn't know the full truth of what had happened in that bathroom. He knew about the diary, he knew about the basilisk, but he had not seen the boy standing in the shadows, watching as his first victim fell. Myrtle's death had been a doorway, a key that unlocked something monstrous. The world would never be the same. Because in that moment, Tom Riddle had crossed the line from a gifted student to the Dark Lord he was destined to become.